showroom. So we welcome you to come down and take a tour.
Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris Descato with Salamander Designs. Salamander is a manufacturer of beautiful, fine furniture here in Connecticut. We manufacture everything in Bloomfield, actually, 100% solar powered factory. And we're really proud to not only offer really great quality furniture, but also furniture that supports technology like your surround sound systems and really anything that you want to put in the cabinet in a really unique way in the furniture industry. So, as you watch along, you'll learn about what makes Salamander special and how our furniture is made.
Awesome. Todd?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Todd Gertis with Row One. We're based out of Michigan near Ann Arbor, and delighted to be here and celebrate this great gathering with Barney. Celebrate 100 years of him being in business, the expertise that he and Tim and the whole team provide there. We're thankful to be a partner and look forward to sharing about Row One home entertainment and home theater seating with the guests tonight. Furniture is a often lost topic in the world of home and consumer technology. We're delighted to be here tonight and talk about what makes Row One special for consumers and share with them some insight about furniture in the industry and how to work with Barney and his team to make it all happen.
Great. Tim?
Hi, everyone. I'm Tim Pierce. I've been at Barney Millers for over 20 years. I think, Barney Millers as a company, we have a really unique story. Our anniversary was this summer, being a local company, being in business over 100 years, we really pride ourselves on, quality of design, quality of the installation, and quality of the service after the sale. So I think that's what really sets us apart from, other integrators around.
Great. So we're discussing audio video furniture, right? So, Barney, talk to us a little bit about, because I know a little bit about it during research and just being part of this industry, but most people don't realize what they can do with special furniture that's made specifically for our technology and our industry. Can you talk to us about the different types of furniture?
Sure. Yeah. So I think, audio video furniture, number one is, helps with the design of the room and the home, that type of thing. But it's got very specific features that make it, beneficial for the clients and the equipment, wire pass, lets the equipment breathe, that type of thing. And, it's really something it's really emerged over the years, and the quality of the furniture nowadays is just incredible. Salamander and Row One, they just make really professional grade equipment. And I think people don't understand the importance of it. I see sometimes people, try to cram a bunch of equipment into a cabinet on the side of a fireplace or something like that. It's just an awful environment for a piece of equipment to be in. It's way too hot and hard to work on and hard to, service and that type of thing. But as far as the types of furniture, we do a lot of the audio video furniture that can go under a TV. You can set a TV on it, or maybe a TV gets mounted on the wall above it, that type of thing. There's also stereo systems are still something that we still sell a good amount of. So having a nice audio rack to hold your equipment is very, very important, I think, that way. Seating, when you're sitting there watching a ball game or a movie, there's nothing like a good home theater seat. We like the ones with the cool technology with the LED lights and the USB chargers and the motorized recline and headrest and all that type of thing. So there's a lot to talk about there. And I think some people don't realize the importance of it and how much better it can make their electronics at home.
I agree. So, in thinking about this, we want to definitely point out that people should consider going to Barney Millers when they're thinking of furniture, even if they're not thinking about audio video yet, and they're just starting to think about furniture, so they have it in mind and know what's available when they're searching for furniture. Let's start by talking about seating, right? That's probably one of the most popular, it's the seating on the consoles, right? So Todd, talk to us a little bit about seating and, what makes a good quality seat?
Yeah, thanks, Allison. So, and I think there's not a better time right now of the year. We're getting into the start of football season. We're going to talk with Chris from Salamander about these incredible cabinets. There's new technology with short throw projectors that really lend credibility to the seating, and Tim and Barney being able to put it all together as a team. And when it comes to quality furniture, there's kind of three things that we want consumers to know. Number one is good quality seating can still be affordable. Row One has a range of pricing that's available and seats that can be tried out at Barney Miller's showroom. You want to look for smooth, quiet, consistent operation in the motors. We've seen a trend happen in typical furniture where the motors are being either reduced in their power capabilities or the gear mechanisms that are used to drive those motors are being used more and more with plastic components as opposed to metal. So we're seeing a difference in pattern. That's one of the benefits of working with Barney Miller and with Row One seating. So you want to look for a seat that has good quality, consistent yet quiet performance. Second thing you want to look for in a quality piece of furniture and home theater, home entertainment seating is ease of use. You want those buttons to be responsive when they're pushed. When I go to recline, I don't want to have to kind of guess of where to place my finger. I want a good, what we call capacitive touch buttons, which is just a press and hold, and it performs consistently, and consumers are able immediately to tell that the lights are on or off with the cup holder, that the dimming capability is happening. And the last thing I would say is you want somebody that's got a good backing of their product. And Row One is a manufacturer of quality furniture. We have a best-in-class warranty to support Barney and his customers should anything happen. We're the only seating manufacturer in furniture that's doing a full 3-year warranty on those most expensive components, which are your motors, your metal chassis, and your electrical components that run your chair. So I would say those are the three things that consumers would want to look for in a good quality piece of furniture.
Great. Are your buttons on the top or on the side of the seat?
Yeah, they're actually built into the lip of the cup holder itself. So they're easy to access. It sounds silly, but we designed that purposely because, people, they slide back in the chair. I mean, I'm in the Row One chairs tonight, right here in our family room, and they slide back in the chairs and they bump their elbow into if the switches are right there on the side of the chair inside the arm, they actually lean up against it. And next thing you know, they're sliding back and don't know what direction or why they're doing that. So,
well, the reason I asked you, because this is funny, I recently started looking for couches. And so my husband was like, I want a comfortable whatever, right? So we went looking, and the sales guy said to me in the showroom, oh, you can just like go back, and I'm looking for the buttons and then I can't find them. And he said, you have to slip your hands into the side of the seat. And you couldn't see it. So I was like fumbling around, feeling around, and I thought that was really bad design. I thought that was very inconvenient. I understand why they wanted to hide the buttons. They wanted that seamless look, but they weren't taking, what real life use is about. Who wants to be fumbling around, especially if the lights go off and you're watching a movie and you want to get up, like, where is that? Where are those buttons? So let's talk a little bit now about, the consoles. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about, Salamander? And before we get into the consoles, maybe give us a general understanding, because you all do a lot of different products. And then I know you would like to share some things with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so Salamander has been building, furniture for 30 years. And, we have furniture from your 2-channel type furniture to the larger cabinets and credenzas. And, as you see behind me over here, a cabinet that holds today's short throw projectors. And we're actually partners with lots of the projector manufacturers like Epson, LG, Samsung, and others. And we work with their engineers to make sure that the projector is not going to overheat, that the cabinet's not going to cut off part of that image. So everything that we do is really engineered to not only be fantastic quality on the outside, a beautiful cabinet, but also when you're putting gear in it, whether it be a cabinet that is specifically designed for an ultra short throw, or simply a receiver, a Blu-ray player, amplifiers, things of that nature, that what we designed is capable of holding the weight, and also cooling that piece as well, whether it just be the passive cooling that is in our cabinets, or if you need an active cooling fan, you can also add that. And if you don't mind, I want to show you a little video that will really take you through and show you a lot of our different designs, and then also kind of the insides of our cabinets as well. I mean, here you're seeing a Zurich, which is one of our styles that has a built-in center channel opening here, so it hides the center channel behind the cloth, and you can put your center channel in there. Behind here, what you'll see here is some extended rear fans, so you can put in really deep equipment. And this has fans in it, so it's also cooling. One of the really unique things about our cabinets is if you were to take the backs off, it's still structurally sound. It doesn't actually wobble. So the rear panels of our cabinets are not structural. They're simply to cover what's going on behind there, and then in the case of a fan, add active cooling fans as well. So we have options not only for the fans, but to hold displays inside. You can put in not only our shelves, but also you pull out shelves and drawers. And one of the big things about the inside of our cabinet, and I'll just pause it right here, is that the inside of the cabinet, the base over here on our Chameleon series, and the shelves are powder coated MDF. That's incredibly durable material. One thing that happens in a kind of a more generic cabinet is the shelves and the inside get eaten up really easily with anything that's heavy, especially gear. And this is designed not to have that happen. So we think about the inside of the cabinet as much as making it beautiful on the outside, as you can see here, from some of these images and all these different options that we have. Later on this year, we're really excited to launch with great dealers like Barney Miller's an online configuration tool, because something that you have when you have a whole bunch of different cabinets and lots of different options is, how do you navigate all that? So Salamander, back in really the late 90s, was the first furniture manufacturer that had an online configurator. And we're following that up with a more of a modern version of that later on this year. So this is a really early glimpse of what we're working on, that hopefully in 2 to 3 months will be available at Barney Miller. So you can go in and not only see a lot of our furniture, but also configure it. So this over here, which is now just a little shiny cube, this will be an actual render of the cabinet that you can see from any direction. You can zoom into it. And then you can start to choose what type of cabinet you would like. A wall hanging cabinet's very popular, a projector integrated cabinet, and so on. Then you can pick, one of our styles, and you'll see a change over here. You can then choose, what model you want. So how deep is it going to be? How high is it going to be? And how many bays? So this is 2 bays, 3 bays as an example. So you have all the different options. And then the internal and external accessories, what footing, what's internal that you're going to choose. And you're going to be able to see all of that, all those external options come to life in that 3D render. So it's really going to make it easy to get exactly what you want, both look-wise and functionality-wise.
That's awesome. I mean, I know there's probably lots of Salamander, quite a few pieces on display at Barney Miller's. But if there was something that wasn't on display, or you wanted to see it in a different color or configuration, I mean, that's a really useful tool. I mean, that's awesome. Barney?
Yeah, I think I counted the other day, we've got 9 different styles of Salamander furniture on display. So I really get a good idea by looking at it. We've got all kinds of configurations there. And in the meantime, while the software is not quite available yet, then we can easily do that, on our own in brochures and the books that we have and things like that. And people get a really good idea by looking at something on our showroom and then going through those brochures with us. So we can get exactly what they want.
Wonderful. So Tim, can you talk to us about, some of this furniture placement? I know in home theater design, some of this becomes very technical and very important. Shed some light on that. Give us some insight.
Right. Well, you definitely want to design the cabinet that, it has enough spacing inside so you're not stacking components on top of each other. You also, what was mentioned before, you want to be able to provide the proper ventilation, larger amplifiers, larger receivers, anything with a hard drive built into it. It's going to produce a lot of heat. So you want to make sure you have some way to exit that out of the cabinet, whether you do it, electronically or passive. Also, they have a really cool feature that you can integrate some of the speakers, whether, you buy them from Salamander or, you can integrate speakers, of an existing system into the cabinet. Therefore, you have a nice clean look. There's typically a grill cloth that goes on front, so it kind of seamlessly integrates with the cabinet. So it gives you, a lot of options to, extend the longevity of your equipment and also aesthetically make it look the best it possibly can.
Mm-hmm. And what about seating? How do you place seating?
Well, I mean, you can go online. There's all different types of formulas. I typically kind of like Sony, they make really nice premium TVs. They make great projectors. They own their own studios. So I kind of go by kind of the recommendations where, depending on the resolution of the display, you can typically watch, a 4K display. They recommend the height of the display like 1.5 times back from the height of the display. And 1080p, typically you would need to be back a little bit further just because the resolution's not as good. They recommend typically 3 times the height of the TV. And in the end, I think it's, personal preference because, not everybody sits in the same place at a movie theater. So I always, recommend people, when we're looking at, size screens versus where the theater chairs are to, definitely come in. We, like Barney mentioned, we have, multiple different styles of seating on the floor. We have it in front of projectors and screens. We have it in front of TVs. So we can really give somebody a good generalization of, how that's going to perform in their house. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison, I'll just add, I think that almost leads us right into, talking about why the benefits of customization versus, going to a regular furniture store for your seating, for your AV cabinets from Chris and Salamander. I mean, we started off talking 100 years of experience, right, with Barney and his team.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're hearing the benefits that this is what Tim and Barney and his team do all the time. And so you got 100 years of experience. I think consumers, a lot of times they think, oh, well, if I customize it, then it's going to be really expensive. And the opposite is really true. There's a ton of very affordable options that are available, whether that be row 1 seating and our 4 different chair styles in the row 1 direct collection. It really has no effect on the affordability factor. And why not have it your way? I think there was a fast food restaurant that talked about that, right? And when you talk about seating and you talk about cabinets and you talk about short throw projectors and TVs, these are a package. They are a system. And again, having that expertise, and you can see from row 1, we keep it very simple, but yet that customization of a configuration. This looks like a sofa that I'm sitting on, but it's actually a love seat and then a single chair next to it. And that's the benefit. We take 4 very simple SKUs that we apply to each of our styles: a 2-arm chair, a left arm only, a right arm only, or an armless. And Barney and his team can design whatever configuration that they want, and they have access to the dimensional information for consumers to use. So it's really about functions to match that lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like like audio video furniture. I mean, I know that's what we're calling it, but I don't think there's another name for it. I think it almost has another level of customization that's built into the products versus regular furniture. And, you know, when you can buy brands like yours and get the quality, why not consider it? Because at some point, even if you're not thinking audio video in that moment, you will probably at some point. And I think there's value added things like, you know, Salamander's cabinets have the fans and stuff to keep things cool. I mean, and you know, like row one, your seating, it's coming with lighting, right? Like you're showing lighting. Well, if you go to a regular furniture store, you know, you probably wouldn't get that theater like decor.
And this cool tray
lighting.
table too.
Yes.
Yeah. Great table demonstration here, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
But on
Yeah,
the
the regular
lighting
size-
And I'm
side,
sure
you're
you guys have a
perfectly right.
multitude of accessories too. So
Yes. I know Chris was trying to say something.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just also, something to think, especially about the furniture, is, furniture, good quality furniture can last a lifetime, right? And, when you think about a cabinet that's going below your television, there's lots of things out there that last about as long as the TV, right? So every 7 years, 10 years, you may replace your TV, and now the cabinet doesn't look good anymore, and you replace that as well. That's not really the case with Salamander, right? So, with us, this is furniture that's meant to last a lifetime. We've been doing this for 30 years, and quite often we have people that are calling us up that have, pieces that are 20, 25 years old or older, and they're looking to add an accessory because their needs changed a little bit, right? Or maybe they moved for the 5th time and they finally did damage a end panel or a door, and they're able to get the same style that they bought all those years ago, because we really focus on not only great quality, but on timeless styles as well. And I know with Todd, with your great quality seating, it's going to last a lot longer. So, these are products that, the electronics, like you always want to have great electronics, and companies like Sony and others that Barney Miller sells, are the top brands that are going to last the longest. But just because, the nature of electronics is that, after 10 years or so, there's going to be something cool out, right? There's going to be something new. There's going to be 3D. Who knows what's going to happen in 10 years, right? 10 years ago is 12 years ago is when the iPhone was invented, right? Or, something like that. But I guarantee you that the cabinet that is below your TV today is going to look great below that display, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. So that's one of the benefits of getting great quality furniture, is it's going to last you much, much, much longer than, settling for something that is maybe at a lower price point or isn't as good quality.
yeah, and I know many designers, when they use other furniture outside of audio video furniture, they have to hack up the regular furniture. They're cutting it up. They're spending a ton of money for this beautiful furniture because of how it looks on the in front. It fits into the decor or whatever. But then on the back end of it, they're cutting it up and slicing it up because the homeowner does not want to see wires, right? So, this leads me right into Tim. Talk to us a little bit about insulation and how this helps out with, hiding wires,
Right.
equipment, and
well,
so on.
Salamander actually has wire management built in the cabinet, as long as, as well as removable back panels. So number one, the back panels hide the unsightly wiring, and then also gives you easy access if you need to service the equipment or say you might want to add a new piece of equipment. So, it's more of a modular design. It pops right off the back of the cabinet, and it does a great job at hiding the wires as well.
Mm-hmm. And I also noticed that there's like a pull-out too. There's like
That you can actually order like an accessory drawer. If you wanted to hide it, your media or remotes or, whatever knickknacks you might want to put in the cabinet, but it, keeps everything in one tidy location. And also hitting on Salamander, the quality. I don't know of any other stands, or not many, that actually have a full metal chassis under the woodwork, which essentially, will provide a lifetime of enjoyment.
Right. Well, if you know that this furniture is going to house equipment, who better to help you design this furniture than audio video guys who understands the equipment that's actually going to go into the furniture, right?
Yes, most definitely. That way we can make sure, the depth of the cabinet's correct. We have the proper ventilation. So therefore, aesthetics, you get the best aesthetics possible, and then you get the best performance out of your equipment as well. And it's not a nightmare to add or, service in the future.
Yes. And in addition to the consoles, I also saw that there were racks, right? Like long kind of cylinder sort of racks that you can, it's just not the console piece you offer, Chris.
Yeah. So, we have, taller units, right, that are like a single bay for either, shelves or for racking. So you can actually professionally rack up gear in those. And actually, even in the ones that I was showing that are longer, any bay could have some racking in it. So again, you're speaking to what Tim was saying, it's very modular in design, to the point of even the shelves are infinitely adjustable, right? So if anyone out there has ever had to, reorganize an entire shelving unit because you've got a new piece, and that means that this one has to go up a whole peg, and that has to go up a whole peg, and then the thing on the top shelf doesn't fit anymore, right? This, all of our furniture from the first piece has infinitely adjustable shelving, so it can go up just a little bit and then hopefully not have to readjust the whole thing. So you're very modular in our approach.
You also have, I see here, table mounts. You do tablet mounts, tablet mounts.
Yeah. So we have, we call, I think you're talking about the saddle. So we have this really nice handmade leather, a kind of leather beanbag that then you can put a tablet on, so it can be on the armrest or on your lap to control your system. So we have that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Right. And
lots
also,
of accessories.
Lots of accessories, including, we have a display mount. So even like 100-inch Sony, which I know that Barney Miller sells, you can actually mount that and have it floating above the cabinet without ever having to touch your wall, which is great because not every room has one location where you would want to have a display. Lots of rooms, I could put it that wall, or I can put it on this wall. And if you permanently mount it on that wall, it means that all your furniture is going to forever have to be oriented in that direction, right? Whereas if you mount it onto a floating mount that's on a piece of furniture, it means now you have the ability to very easily, readjust and rearrange your room at will.
Awesome. So Todd, I want to get back to the lighting. So is your furniture comes with lighting, right? Talk to us a little bit. Is that function or decorative? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So thanks for coming back to that, Allison. So, I mean, as you mentioned, you can see lighting, you see lighting being applied, but I think there's some unique differences with row one being offered through Barney Miller's. Number one, our lighting is dimmable, which is important because, as Chris just mentioned, with going to Barney Miller's, seeing the new 100-inch Sony TV available for consumers to purchase, if you recline in your chair and you have lighting at the floor as well as the cup holder might not affect the reflection going onto that screen, whether that be a large movie screen or a 100-inch Sony TV. When you recline, you don't want that lighting at the floor level to actually cause a glare effect and wash out the screen. So row one's chairs, we've got two of our models with a dimmable, three-step dimmable lighting performance. And the other purpose of lighting is, with it being dimmable, is it doesn't take away the pathway lighting. Now, pathway lighting is particularly important in a dedicated home theater room. If you have to get up to refill that popcorn bowl or get another beverage, or you've got to go and use the restroom, if the lighting's dimmable, it keeps that pathway security purpose available to consumers. And that's just not available in a common furniture sofa or power recliner. So having that customized home entertainment seating from row one helps with that. And the last thing that I'd mention about lighting, there's a trend now We love to have color accents of our lights in our rooms. And so the newest Cortez chair from Row One, available through Barney Miller, comes with not just that standard blue color, but we can actually match the lighting color of the cup holder and that base rail lighting. Consumers have what's called RGB, or in English, basically 6 different colors
Yes.
available to choose from, not just the color blue. So if they've got, a specialized lighting color accent of red or purple or green, or then, if you got any of those Louisville Cardinal fans, they might want the red, right, Barney? So, just saying, but
Yes,
So,
that's where lighting. I mean, last year I saw someone light their house up in orange, or something
Yeah.
for and I know it was for their sports team.
Right.
So lighting is definitely helping the spirit of sports in the homes.
And you get that through that customization, right? That you can't get at a typical furniture retailer. You go to Barney's, you can see this on display and be able to test drive it. And, lighting is a mood, and we like to match our moods to the colors, and we're happy that we have that offer.
And I think traditionally, when you go into a commercial movie theater, there are lights on the floor, and why not be able to have the same thing at home, right? I mean, why not?
Right. Have it your way, right?
So Barney, can you tell us a little bit about what the process is like? If someone comes to the store, what does your process look like with ordering this furniture? How long? What's the designing like?
Yeah, we would, we want to talk to the customer and find out about the environment where the furniture's going. If they've got any existing equipment, we need to know about that. It's, the model numbers of that will give us, a good idea. If we're supplying the equipment, obviously we know that, so we can come up with a design. We want them to look at the different styles that Salamander has, for instance, and go from there. And then again, it's very modular, so we would just come up with a plan, and then we come up with a proposal. And then once we come up with a proposal, we get a 70% deposit, and then we order things. And as opposed to many of the electronic manufacturers that we've dealt with over the last year, then Salamander's been shipping much better, and Row One also. We're happy to announce that, it's not like a year out or anything crazy like we run into with some of our brands. But overall, we typically deliver and set up, these pieces of furniture. They come mostly assembled, but not completely. So that, and then installing the equipment in and running the, proper wiring and that type of thing. So that's kind of included in what we do. Very rarely would somebody just pick one of these pieces of furniture up and take it on their own. We install, and 95% of what we sell, so that this goes into that world, I guess. And something else I was thinking of, we've actually got a Salamander stand that's floating off the ground. It's secured to the wall. So that's kind of not new, but it's a cool thing, I think. And you can have LED lights under it and that type of thing. So that's something that you might not normally see. And I think that's a very cool look. And then some of the furniture that we're showing now is more of a slim, I'm spacing on the exact term of it, but it doesn't stick out from the walls.
Low profile.
Yeah, low profile. If you have a Roku streaming player and a sound bar and a TV mounted on the wall, then these don't take up as much room, and they've become increasingly popular.
Amazing. And it's music to my ears that you talk about delivery times. I have a girlfriend that just refurnished, and she's waited over a year for a sofa. So you definitely have an advantage regarding that, among all the other advantages of coming to you guys. But we in our world, we normally tell the consumer, the client, the homeowner to come to you, especially if they're going to use this sort of equipment. And most people do. Who doesn't want music and audio and video and smart home automation in their homes and motor? Come to you guys at the beginning, so that you can, even when they're conceptualizing the earlier the better, right? So, when this conversation is happening around the equipment, is it too soon? It's probably not too soon. I'm thinking to talk about the furniture.
I don't think it's ever too soon to talk about anything, to be honest with you. We deal with a lot of new construction projects, and we want to make sure the audio video furniture blends in with, the adequate and those are usually a year out, that type of thing. But yeah, we never think it's too early to, start your imagination and your wish list and, get a budget together and be comfortable with what you're doing. And we want to make sure that, everybody's happy and we've got exactly a great plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine. Imagine if, someone wanted to have their seating in a certain place, or they thought, based on your advice, hey, we should have the seating in this position to take advantage of this room with the acoustics and all the other things that go on with designing home theater. And they can make a wall maybe 2 inches or whatever more, so that sofa, that seating fits perfectly where it's supposed to, right?
Exactly.
That's why we need to talk about the furniture too, right? And we need to talk about all the things that will go into these rooms right in the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Never too early.
Right. So Tim, talk to us a little bit about, how you see, when you're interacting with the clients and, what are they asking for? Are they asking for specific, or do they even know about this?
We typically recommend, our customers come in the store. That way we can, show them all we have to offer. We'll take them, show them the different styles of audio, video furniture. If they're actually looking to put, something, under a TV, or, maybe house a projector and a stand. But, that's kind of what they're relying on us for, is to design the system properly for them. And, whether that's, having a short throw projector up front and a salamander stand, or whether it's, mounting a TV to the back of the stand, like Chris had mentioned, to give your room a little bit more versatility. So therefore you're not married to one wall. And that also can, some of the solutions they offer, believe it or not, can save customers a little bit of money in the long run too, which is nice because it prevents, them from maybe needing unnecessary wire running or unnecessary electricians to put the, displays, or whether it's a TV or projector, remotely compared to the equipment. So it's just, everybody's custom, everybody's situation's unique, but, that's why they rely on Barney Millers to, listen to, all their wants and needs and come up with a great plan that'll, they'll be happy with for years.
Great. Chris, what I think is fascinating, one of the things that you guys do that's really unique and, are those fans. Can you tell us a little bit how the fans work in the back with the furniture cooling the equipment down? Is it like sensing when it's hot? Like, how does that operate?
Yeah. So all of our fans are thermostatically controlled, which means that there's a temperature sensor in there that then once it reaches a certain temperature, which is programmable, then the fan will turn on, and as it gets hotter, it'll spin faster. We also use oversized fans that require less speed and therefore less noise, because one of the things that we want to do is make sure that the fans are cooling down the equipment, but we don't want you to hear the fans during a quiet scene in the movie. Right. So, we accomplish both those things by, one is having fans that can ramp up and don't just come on at full speed. And then we also have larger fans then would be necessary so we can spin them a bit slower. The other thing is in our Chameleon series, like what you see behind me, there's a passive vent at the bottom of each bay. So when you add in a fan, you're drawing air up from the bottom, which is where the coolest air in the room is, and then you're expelling that through more of the top of the cabinet. So it's great airflow as far as to dissipate that heat.
Right. Do you the fans only for your equipment, for your furniture, or can it be used in other furniture?
Well, the way that we design our fans and our panels, it only works on our furniture.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
think what's unique about what Chris is talking about with the fans, and he talked about their quiet operation, but the most important thing with those, and that's the benefit of purchasing it through Barney and his team, is it's extending the life of those components. You're making an investment no matter what it is, whether it's the seating, the TV, the projector, and those cooling fans are extending the life of that investment. And that's a difference of purchasing custom versus at another, retail standard location, is they're getting that benefit, that expertise. Didn't cost them anymore to have that quality, but that quiet operation, but extending that life.
Great, great. So Barney, did you want to add anything? Because we're coming close to time.
Well, I just wanted to say, Chris and Todd and Tim and Allison, thank you all very much. I really appreciate your time. I think it's been a great conversation, and we've had some really good ones in the past also. So hope everybody will, tune into our Facebook Live events in the past and in the future. But I think overall, the reoccurring theme is, stop into our showroom. We put a lot of investment and time and effort into our showroom, and we've got some great products from Row One and from Salamander, and smart guys like Tim can really, help steer you in the right direction. So, our experience does matter, and that's kind of what we hang our hat on.
And I want to say that I know you pick the best of the best brands to partner
Yes.
with. And these guys are living proof of that. They're so knowledgeable, and, they stand behind their products, and it's the best of the best.
Absolutely.
Chris, Todd, anything you would like to add?
Go ahead, Chris. I'll let you go first.
Well, I just wanted to thank Barney, Barney Mills, for having us here. And you're there, a premier dealer of ours with lots on display. So I recommend that everyone, you go down there and check out what they have, and you'll be really pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
And I just like to say thank you to Barney and his team, and to you, Allison, for hosting us here tonight on this awesome event. And we hope it's been helpful for consumers to learn more about the benefits of AV furniture. If they'd like to check out Row One, they can check us out on our website, row1ht.com, and then go in, visit Barney and his team, find out the benefits, have it your way, have it be reliable, have it be fun, and get ready for that football season that's coming up.
Yes.
Some great chairs ready to go for you, and they're in stock. So thanks so much.
Tim?
I just want to let everybody know that we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 4. And definitely would benefit all the people watching to come in and check out what we have, and kind of see firsthand what everybody's been describing. So
Great. Well, thank you all. You're all great, and some awesome insights. And, to me, there's nothing like the experience, right?
Yeah.
In our world, in our industry, it's all about touching and feeling. We can look at things online and we can do our research, but, there's nothing like experiencing, what it feels like when you're actually in it. So please visit Barney Miller's, and thank you all for watching and participating. See you next time. Good night,
Thank you.
guys.
Good night.
good night.
Bye.